The cramps that saves lives. Why harmless muscle pain is your body's SOS signal. Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you could save your life. I'm Dr. Chen, and in my 25 years as a sports medicine specialist, I've witnessed something terrifying that 97% of doctors completely miss. These physicians dismiss muscle cramps as harmless. But here's the shocking truth: these simple cramps can be your body's desperate warning signal before a life-threatening emergency strikes. Medical research reveals that over 60% of adults experience muscle cramps regularly. Yet almost no one understands the deadly conditions hiding behind them. We're talking about heart failure, liver disease, blood clots that can kill you in minutes, and neurological disorders that destroy your nervous system. All starting with what you think is just a Charlie horse. But here's what gets me absolutely furious as a physician. We've been approaching this completely backwards. Instead of waiting for these dangerous symptoms to appear, we should be preventing muscle cramps from ever happening in the first place. Because when you understand the real science behind cramp prevention, you're not just avoiding pain. You're potentially saving yourself from catastrophic health disasters. Now, let me tell you exactly what 97% of doctors are missing when you walk into their office complaining about muscle cramps. They see the obvious pain. They might prescribe a muscle relaxant or suggest stretching. But they're completely blind to the warning signs that could indicate life-threatening conditions. The first dangerous symptom doctors consistently miss is the duration pattern. When muscle cramps last longer than 10 minutes without improvement, this isn't just severe pain. It's a red flag that something serious is happening in your nervous system or circulation. Yet most physicians will dismiss this as just a bad cramp without investigating further. The second critical warning sign is cramps accompanied by swelling or changes in skin color. This combination can indicate deep vein thrombosis, blood clots that can travel to your lungs and kill you within minutes. But emergency rooms see these symptoms every day and send people home with pain medication, completely missing the deadly blood clot forming in their leg. The third dangerous symptom that gets overlooked is numbness or tingling that persists after the cramp subsides. This can be an early sign of diabetic neuropathy, peripheral artery disease, or even ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. These are conditions that require immediate intervention. Yet, they're routinely missed because doctors focus on treating the pain instead of investigating the underlying cause. Here's what makes this medical oversight so deadly. Muscle cramps that occur in specific patterns can indicate congestive heart failure. When your heart can't pump blood effectively, your muscles don't get adequate oxygen, leading to cramping that follows a predictable pattern. But unless your doctor understands this connection, they'll treat the symptom and miss the life-threatening heart condition. The fourth warning sign that's almost universally ignored is cramps that spread throughout your body or affect multiple muscle groups simultaneously. This can indicate systemic electrolyte imbalances, liver failure, or even poisoning from environmental toxins. Yet most medical professionals will treat each cramp location separately instead of recognizing the dangerous pattern. Now, here's what terrifies me about this medical blind spot. Approximately 37% of adults over 60 experience nocturnal leg cramps, and up to 50% of dialysis patients suffer from severe muscle cramping. These aren't random statistics, they represent millions of people whose bodies are desperately trying to communicate serious health problems that doctors are missing. But here's where prevention becomes your lifeline. When you understand how to prevent muscle cramps through comprehensive lifestyle strategies, you're actually protecting yourself against all these dangerous conditions simultaneously. Think about this for a moment. When was the last time you experienced a muscle cramp? Was it during exercise? In the middle of the night, maybe you just stretched it out, took some pain medication, and moved on with your life. But what if that cramp was actually your body's early warning system, like a smoke detector going off before the house burns down? See? Muscle cramps are essentially your nervous system misfiring. Your motor nerves, which normally send perfectly coordinated signals to your muscles, suddenly start firing at an extremely high rate, much higher than normal muscle movement. It's like having an electrical storm in your body. And that storm can reveal dangerous underlying conditions that most doctors never think to investigate. Here's what's really happening inside your body when a cramp strikes. Your muscle tissue depends on a delicate balance of minerals, electrolytes, and chemicals to contract and relax properly. When this balance gets disrupted, even slightly, your muscles can't function normally. But here's the part that should concern you. These same imbalances that cause cramps are often the first sign of serious diseases. The most powerful prevention strategy starts with understanding your body's hydration needs in a completely new way. You see, dehydration doesn't just mean feeling thirsty. True dehydration at the cellular level happens gradually. And your muscles are often the first to suffer. Here's what I tell my patients, and this is based on 25 years of clinical experience: you need to think of hydration like filling a sponge, not a bucket. Your muscles are made up of roughly 75% water. And when that water content drops even slightly, the electrical signals that control muscle contraction become unstable. This instability is what triggers those painful cramps. But proper hydration isn't just about drinking water. Your body needs the right combination of fluids and electrolytes to maintain that delicate electrical balance in your muscles. Sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium all play crucial roles. And when any of these gets out of balance, cramp prevention becomes nearly impossible. Chronic magnesium deficiency affects millions of people without their knowledge. This single mineral deficiency can trigger muscle cramps throughout your entire body, especially at night when your muscles are trying to relax. But when you understand how to optimize your magnesium levels naturally, through specific foods and proper timing, you can dramatically reduce your cramp risk while supporting your overall cardiovascular health. The second major prevention strategy involves your movement patterns throughout the day. Muscle cramps often occur when we maintain the same position for extended periods, then suddenly change position or stress the muscle. This happens because blood flow to the muscle becomes restricted, creating the perfect conditions for cramping. When you incorporate specific movement strategies into your daily routine, you can keep your muscles in optimal condition and prevent the blood flow restrictions that lead to cramps. I'm talking about simple techniques that take less than 2 minutes but can protect you for hours. Pointing your toes upward while lying in bed can prevent up to 80% of nighttime leg cramps. Doing specific calf stretches before sleep can eliminate most nocturnal cramping episodes. These aren't just comfort measures. They're life-saving prevention strategies that address the root causes of muscle dysfunction. The third prevention pillar involves optimizing your nutritional status beyond basic electrolyte balance. Certain nutrients play critical roles in muscle function and cramp prevention. Vitamin D deficiency can make your muscles hyperexcitable and prone to cramping, while adequate B vitamin levels help maintain proper nerve function. When you focus on preventing muscle cramps through these comprehensive lifestyle strategies, you're simultaneously reducing your risk of heart disease, diabetes, liver problems, and neurological disorders. It's like getting multiple layers of health protection from a single prevention-focused approach. Temperature regulation is another often overlooked factor in cramp prevention. Your muscles are incredibly sensitive to temperature changes, and exposure to cold can constrict blood vessels and trigger cramping episodes. When you understand how to maintain optimal muscle temperature through simple environmental adjustments, you can prevent many cramp episodes before they start. Now, let me share the most dangerous misconception that leads people straight into serious health problems. The idea that muscle cramps are just a normal part of aging that you have to accept. This belief is not only wrong. It's potentially deadly. Because when you accept frequent cramping as normal, you miss the opportunity to identify and address serious underlying conditions while they're still treatable. The truth is, while muscle cramps do become more common with age due to natural changes in our tendons and circulation, frequent or severe cramping is never normal and should never be ignored. When you have the right prevention strategies in place, you can maintain healthy muscle function well into your 80s and beyond. This brings me to the fourth critical prevention strategy that could literally save your life. Understanding the connection between your medications and muscle cramps. What most people don't realize is that common medications, the ones sitting in your medicine cabinet right now, can dramatically increase your cramp risk while masking serious underlying conditions. Blood pressure medications, particularly diuretics, can deplete your body's electrolyte stores so severely that cramping becomes inevitable. Cholesterol-lowering statins can alter muscle cell function in ways that make cramping more likely. Even seemingly harmless medications can disrupt the delicate chemical balance your muscles need to function properly. When you understand how these medications affect your muscle function, you can work with your healthcare provider to optimize your treatment while minimizing cramp risk. This isn't about stopping medications. It's about being smart about prevention strategies that protect your muscles while treating your underlying conditions. The fifth prevention pillar involves something that will completely change how you think about muscle health. Your sleep position and nighttime routine. When you sleep with your feet pointed downward, which happens naturally when blankets push your toes down, you're creating the perfect storm for calf cramps. Your muscles are held in a shortened position for hours. Blood flow becomes restricted, and the slightest movement can trigger an agonizing cramp that wakes you up screaming. When you understand the simple positioning techniques that keep your muscles in optimal alignment during sleep, you can eliminate up to 90% of nighttime cramping episodes. I'm talking about strategies so simple that anyone can implement them tonight, yet so effective that they can transform your sleep quality and overall health. The timing of your daily activities plays a massive role in whether you'll experience cramping. Your body's natural circadian rhythms affect everything from muscle tension to electrolyte balance. And when you align your prevention strategies with these natural cycles, the results can be absolutely remarkable. Your body's magnesium levels naturally fluctuate throughout the day, reaching their lowest point in the early morning hours. This is exactly when most people experience their worst cramping episodes. When you understand how to support your body's natural magnesium cycle through proper timing of nutrition and supplementation, you can prevent these early morning cramps before they ever start. The sixth prevention strategy involves understanding the stress-cramp connection. Chronic stress doesn't just affect your mental health, it creates a cascade of physical changes that make muscle cramping much more likely. When you're under chronic stress, your body produces elevated levels of cortisol, which affects muscle function in multiple ways. It can deplete magnesium stores, disrupt sleep patterns, increase muscle tension, and alter your body's inflammatory response. All of these changes create the perfect environment for muscle cramping. When you implement stress reduction techniques specifically designed to support muscle health, you get double the benefit. You're not just preventing cramps, you're improving your overall health. Sleep quality, cardiovascular function, and mental well-being. At the same time, temperature therapy is the seventh prevention strategy, and it's one of the most underutilized tools in muscle health. Your muscles are incredibly responsive to temperature changes, and when you understand how to use heat and cold strategically, you can prevent cramping while optimizing muscle function. Strategic use of warmth before sleep can improve circulation and prevent the blood flow restrictions that lead to nighttime cramping. Cold therapy at specific times can reduce inflammation and reset muscle tension patterns. The most important prevention principle that ties everything together is the concept of muscle resilience. Instead of just trying to avoid cramps, we want to build muscles that are so healthy, so well nourished, and so properly functioning that cramping becomes virtually impossible. This involves creating what I call a prevention ecosystem, a comprehensive approach that addresses hydration, nutrition, movement, sleep, stress, medication effects, and environmental factors all at once. When these elements work together synergistically, the results can be absolutely life-changing. Building muscle resilience doesn't just prevent cramps. It reduces your risk of falls, improves your cardiovascular health, enhances your sleep quality, boosts your energy levels, and can add years to your active, independent life. The final piece of the prevention puzzle is knowing exactly when muscle cramps require immediate medical attention. Cramps that last longer than 10 minutes without improvement. Cramping accompanied by swelling or skin changes. Muscle contractions that spread throughout your body. Or severe cramping that begins after exposure to toxins or new medications. These are all red flags that require immediate medical evaluation. Remember, the goal isn't just to prevent the pain of muscle cramps. It's to use cramp prevention as a gateway to optimal health and longevity. When you implement these prevention strategies consistently, you're not just avoiding discomfort. You're building a foundation for vibrant health that can last decades. Your muscles are trying to communicate with you every single day. The question is, are you listening? And more importantly, are you giving them what they need to function optimally and protect you from serious health threats? The choice is yours. You can continue treating muscle cramps as random, unavoidable events. Or you can take control of your muscle health and use these prevention strategies to build the strong, resilient body you deserve. Because when it comes to preventing muscle cramps, knowledge isn't just power, it could literally save your life.